Today we will go through some useful pasture checks which can help you assess if and when your pasture may need some form of renovation. Regular inspections of pasture can provide an early warning of potentially serious problems and allow for timely renovation. A healthy pasture should have a minimum of 150 and up to a maximum of 240 plants per square metre. At sowing, plant populations can be as high as 450 plants per square metre, but this will decline by 40 to 50% over time. Now, while plant numbers can be assessed visually by counting each individual plant, this is not always reliable, as it gets difficult 3 months after sowing when the ryegrass plant begins to tiller. A ryegrass plant can produce as many as 25 tillers per plant, and a healthy pasture can have up to 3,000 to 5,000 tillers per square metre. A pasture with less than 2,000 tillers per square metre may indicate the need to renovate, but this will depend on the time of the year and the seasonal conditions, and whether or not soil moisture is limiting. You will also need to check for pest and disease damage and the level of pugging damage, as this will also trigger the need to renovate. One option for checking the health of pastures is to count the number of tillers. It is easier to count tillers than ryegrass plants. To do this, use a 25 by 25 square quadrant. Throw the quadrant randomly across the paddock 6 to 10 times. Select all the tillers inside the quadrant where it lands. Push all the tillers forward. Select and count each individual tiller. Then multiply the number of tillers by 16 to work out how many tillers are in a square metre. Another method for assessing pasture health and plant density is to visually assess ground cover. To estimate ground cover, you will need to include the pasture, weeds and other herbage. Stand in a representative part of the paddock and place a 50 centimetre quadrant in front of you, or if you don't have one of these, just visualise a 50 centimetre square in front of you and ask yourself what percentage of the area is covered by ryegrass, what percentage of the area is covered by weeds, and in this case there are no weeds to consider, and what percentage of the area is covered with bare ground. Many bare areas will fill from ryegrass tillering, but if bare ground makes up 40 to 50% of the paddock, or the area measured, then plant numbers should be increased. If pugging damage has occurred in specific areas, then consider renovating this area only. When assessing pugging damage, ask yourself what percentage of the area is pugged, how much bare ground is present, and how deep are the pugging marks. Determine if the pugging is severe, medium or light. Then decide on the best renovation program.